The moment you turn a food package around to inspect the nutrition panel, your liver is already preparing to be deceived by arithmetic. Right now, a legally sanctioned mathematical loophole printed in tiny black ink is quietly forcing your metabolic machinery to process 3 times more refined sugar than your cells were evolved to handle. Your eyes read 8 grams of sugar, but your intestinal enterocytes are bracing for 24. What you hold in your hands is not transparent health data, it is precise biological software engineered to bypass your body's natural satiety signals. In the next few minutes, we are stripping away the sleek corporate marketing and looking directly inside the lumen of your gut and the hepatocytes of your liver. You will discover the exact biochemical chain reaction triggered when so-called natural fiber isolates enter your bloodstream, how serving size manipulations force your pancreatic beta cells into overdrive, and why your cells view these neatly labeled health foods through an entirely different lens than regulatory agencies do. Imagine walking down the supermarket aisle and picking up a crisp, earth-toned bag of organic coconut oat clusters. The packaging displays calming pastel greens, stamped with words like whole grain, non-genetically modified, and clean energy. You flip it over, check the nutrition panel, and see a modest 9 grams of sugar and 3 grams of fat. You think to yourself, this is a perfectly rational breakfast choice. You pour the clusters into your bowl, eat until you feel pleasantly satisfied, and head out the door. But beneath the surface of your conscious mind, your physiology is experiencing a complete systemic mismatch. When that bowl of clusters reaches your stomach, your biological reality unfolds not according to your intention, but according to the physical matrix of the food. That package you bought did not contain one single breakfast portion. It contained 4.5 individual serving sizes, tucked away in microscopic print at the top of the white box. While your brain registered a single light meal, your gut received over 40 grams of concentrated, highly bioavailable disaccharides. Inside your small intestine, specialized transport proteins called GLUT2 and GLUT5 line the surface of your intestinal cells. Think of these transporters like tiny biological toll booths along an infinitely busy highway. When you eat intact sugarcane or raw fruit, the sugar molecules are tightly encased in a complex web of native cellulose microfibrils. Your stomach has to churn, break down, and slowly unravel that fibrous matrix, allowing those toll booths to process sugar at a calm, manageable trickle. But in processed health snacks, those fiber structures have been shattered by high-pressure industrial extruders. The sugar arrives at your intestinal wall like an avalanche. It floods through those toll booths, pouring directly into your hepatic portal vein, the direct pipeline to your liver. Your liver is essentially your body's central energy traffic controller. When it is hit with a massive surge of free fructose and glucose that vastly exceeds its immediate cellular energy needs, it has no choice but to turn on a metabolic pathway called de novo lipogenesis. In simple terms, your liver cells take those surplus sugar molecules and instantly manufacture fresh palmitic acid, a dense, saturated fat, packing it into tiny lipid droplets that clog your liver tissue and spill out into your bloodstream as triglycerides. Your liver does not care about the health claim stamped on the front of the bag. It only knows that its cellular capacity has been violently overrun. In 2019, Dr. Kevin Hall and his research team at the National Institutes of Health conducted a landmark clinical trial that proved this precise cellular phenomenon. They placed human participants on 2 distinct diets for 2 weeks each. Both diets were matched down to the exact calorie count, total macronutrients, fiber, and sugar on paper. The only difference: one diet consisted of minimally processed whole foods, while the other consisted of ultra-processed foods manufactured to look and taste identical. The results shocked the medical community. When participants were on the ultra-processed diet, foods where intact cell walls had been stripped away and serving sizes manipulated, they naturally ate an average of 500 additional calories every single day. Their gut hormones, specifically ghrelin and peptide YY, were completely uncoupled from their true metabolic state. Their cells were literally starving for real structural fiber, even while swimming in excess energy. If you are beginning to see how these hidden label mechanics alter your personal biology, take a quick moment right now to subscribe to Nutrition Decoded and drop a comment below sharing your experience with serving size tricks. When you interact with this explanation right now, it signals to the platform that real cellular science matters, which allows this channel to keep uncovering peer-reviewed research and bringing you these biological discoveries without sponsor interference. Now, let us step directly back into what happens inside your gut lining when a food is marketed as natural. Let us expose the ultimate illusion operating inside your grocery store, the word natural. You see it plastered across fiber bars, fruit snacks, and gut health beverages. You assume that if a food contains natural fiber, your microbiome is throwing a celebration. Nothing could be further from the cellular truth. Let us look inside your colon right now. Your large intestine is home to roughly 37 trillion microorganisms, a dense living ecosystem that functions like a delicate microbial rainforest. When you consume a whole, unmodified apple, those microbes receive a rich tapestry of structural pectin, lignin, and resistant starch bound together in a living cellular lattice. They chew through this cellular matrix slowly, releasing vital short-chain fatty acids like butyrate. Butyrate is cellular gold. It seals the tight junctions between your intestinal cells, fuels your colonocytes, and sends signaling cascades through your vagus nerve to calm systemic inflammation. Now, look at what happens when you consume a modern high-fiber protein bar labeled natural and packed with 12 grams of added chicory root fiber or soluble corn fiber. To a food chemist, chicory root extract is a cheap, purified powder that adds impressive numbers to a nutrition label without changing the taste or texture of the product. To your intestinal enterocytes, this processed isolate is a biochemical grenade because this fiber has been completely isolated from its natural cellular matrix. It bypasses your upper digestive tract in an unprotected, highly concentrated lump. The moment it drops into your colon, your resident bacteria do not ferment it in a slow, controlled biological burn. Instead, they hyperferment it within minutes. Gas production explodes, osmotic pressure spikes, and your gut wall is suddenly bathed in an overabundance of rapid metabolic byproducts that irritate the mucosal lining. Is it any wonder you feel bloated and fatigued after eating a bar designed to promote gut health? It gets worse. To hold these fiber isolates and processed sugars together, manufacturers use emulsifiers like carboxymethyl cellulose and polysorbate 80. These compounds are legally classified as natural additives because they originate from biological sources, but inside your lumen, they act like biological detergents. In 2015, Dr. Benoit Chassang and his research team demonstrated that these very emulsifiers directly strip away the protective mucus layer that shields your gut lining from bacteria. Without that slime layer, bacterial lipopolysaccharides leak directly into your bloodstream, triggering systemic microinflammation that alters insulin sensitivity in your fat tissue within 48 hours. Let us do a direct side-by-side cellular comparison. Scenario A. You eat 200 calories of whole blueberries. The intact plant cell walls retain water, slowing gastric emptying. Your blood glucose rises by a gentle, manageable curve. Your intestinal microbiota synthesize steady streams of anti-inflammatory compounds, and your vascular endothelial cells absorb anthocyanins that directly enhance nitric oxide production, relaxing your blood vessels. Scenario B, you consume 200 calories of a natural blueberry chew snack. The ingredients list claims real fruit puree and added natural soluble fiber. the cellular matrix is gone. Your digestive enzymes melt the chews in seconds. A wave of free fructose hits your liver, inducing rapid fat production. The isolated fiber causes rapid gas expansion in your lower colon, and the emulsifiers thin your protective gut mucus. On paper, both choices have 200 calories. Inside your cells, one is biological rejuvenation, while the other is metabolic friction. Ask yourself this right now. How many times have you chosen a food based on the big, bold print on the front, while your stomach was paying the hidden price on the back? Your cells do not speak English. They do not read marketing slogans. They only speak the precise language of biochemistry and cellular architecture. So how do you turn this knowledge into a practical biological defense system every time you step into a grocery store? Here are 3 concrete, scientifically backed rules you can start using today to protect your cellular health. First, apply the total container formula before buying any packaged snack. Never read the sugar, fat, or sodium line in isolation. Immediately multiply the grams of sugar listed on the label by the exact number of servings inside the entire package. If a single grab-and-go bottle of green juice lists 12 grams of sugar per serving, but contains 2.5 servings, your liver is dealing with 30 grams of liquid sugar. If total sugar for the whole container exceeds 15 grams, treat that food as a high-density dessert, regardless of whether it is labeled clean, organic, or cold-pressed. Eat it alongside explicit fat and protein, or leave it on the shelf. Second, execute the whole cell fiber rule. Look at the ingredient list, not just the grams of dietary fiber under total carbohydrates. If you see isolated fiber additives like inulin, chicory root extract, soluble corn fiber, or oat fiber listed in the top 5 ingredients, recognize that this fiber will not provide the metabolic buffering of whole food. Seek out foods where fiber comes exclusively from intact plant sources, such as whole chia seeds, ground flax seeds, raw almonds, or whole legumes. Aim for a target of at least 5 grams of intact fiber per serving and ensure the ratio of total carbohydrates to dietary fiber is 5:1 or lower. If a food has 30 grams of carbs, it must have at least 6 grams of genuine intact fiber to shield your gut from a glucose spike. Third, optimize your food intake timing with the preload combination protocol. Never consume a processed carb source on an empty stomach when your GLUT transporters are wide open and unbuffered. If you are going to eat a packaged food with refined starches or natural sugars, consume 2 tablespoons of raw, unpasteurized apple cider vinegar in 4 ounces of water, or eat a small bowl of dark leafy greens 5 minutes beforehand. The acetic acid in vinegar temporarily slows the action of alpha amylase, the enzyme in your saliva and pancreas that breaks down starch into sugar. This single action slows gastric emptying rate by up to 20%, flattening your post-meal glucose curve and saving your pancreatic beta cells from unnecessary exhaustion. From this day forward, you are no longer a passive consumer buying food off a shelf based on clever marketing claims. You are the conscious operator of a complex biological organism. When you hold a package of food, you now look past the colorful box and see through to the biochemical reality inside your mitochondria, your liver, and your gut wall. You hold the hidden instruction manual that the food industry hoped you would never read. Now, take a look in your pantry right now and answer this simple question. How many total servings are hiding inside your favorite box of crackers? Tap the like button right now as a practical bookmark so you can immediately find these exact total container formulas and whole cell fiber ratios next time you are standing in the grocery aisle making choices for your kitchen. You now possess the rare biological clarity needed to navigate a food system designed for corporate profit rather than cellular longevity. Right now, our team is analyzing raw clinical data on what happens to your cellular powerhouses, your mitochondria, when you consume meals after sunset, and how nighttime light exposure alters your metabolic code. Subscribe to Nutrition Decoded right now so you do not miss this next groundbreaking discovery the moment our research is complete. Your cells are waiting.